The rain hammered against the windows of the luxury apartment as Marcus Whitmore stood in his study, staring at the city below. At 58, he had everything money could buy, yet the silence of his home felt heavier than ever. His wife had passed 3 years ago. His daughter lived overseas with her own family. The empire he built felt meaningless when there was no one to share it with. A knock at the door interrupted his thoughts. Marcus rarely had visitors. He walked slowly to the entrance, his heart uncertain. When he opened the door, he found himself looking at a young woman, soaked from the rain. She held a small girl close to her chest. In her other hand was a plate covered with a cloth. The woman's name was Elena. She was 32, with tired eyes that carried both struggle and determination. The little girl, maybe 4 years old, pressed her face into her mother's shoulder. Her name was Lily. Elena's voice trembled as she spoke. "Sir, I'm sorry to disturb you. I live in the building next door. I'm a baker, and I made these pastries this morning. I thought perhaps you might like to buy some." Marcus looked at the plate, then at the woman. Her clothes were worn but clean. Her hands shook slightly, not just from the cold. "How much?" he asked. "Whatever you think is fair, sir," Elena replied softly. Marcus reached into his pocket and pulled out a $100 bill. Elena's eyes widened. "Sir, that's too much. They're just simple pastries." Marcus shook his head. "Keep it. You came all this way in the rain." Elena's eyes filled with tears. She tried to thank him, but her voice broke. Lily looked up at Marcus with curious brown eyes. "Wait," Marcus said. "Why don't you come inside? You're both soaking wet." Elena hesitated. "I couldn't impose." "Please," Marcus said, "at least until the rain stops." Inside, Marcus brought towels and made hot tea. Elena sat on the edge of the sofa, Lily in her lap. The apartment felt warmer somehow, just having them there. "What's your story, Elena?" Marcus asked gently. She looked down at her daughter. "My husband left us 2 years ago. I work 3 jobs, but it's never quite enough. Lily needs new shoes. The rent is due. I started baking at night, hoping to earn a little extra." Marcus felt something crack inside his chest. He saw his own daughter at that age. He remembered the struggles he'd faced decades ago, before his business took off. "These pastries," he said, taking a bite, "they're exceptional." Elena smiled for the first time. "My grandmother taught me. It's her recipe." They talked as the rain continued. Elena told him about her dreams of opening a small bakery. Lily slowly warmed up, showing Marcus her worn stuffed rabbit. When the rain finally stopped, Elena stood to leave. "Thank you, sir, for everything." Marcus walked him to the door, then said something that surprised even himself. "Elena, I have a proposal." She turned uncertain. "This apartment has 4 empty bedrooms. My housekeeper comes 3 times a week, but otherwise it's just me. I'm offering you and Lily a place to stay. No rent. Just keep baking those pastries." Elena stared at him. "Sir, I don't understand." Marcus's voice grew thick with emotion. "I've spent 3 years alone in this place. My wife is gone. My daughter is far away. I have money, but I don't have family. You need security. I need purpose. Maybe we can help each other." "But why would you do this for strangers?" Elena asked. "Because someone did it for me once," Marcus said quietly. "When I was young and struggling, a stranger gave me a chance. I've never forgotten that kindness. Now I have the means to pass it forward." Elena's tears flowed freely now. "I don't know what to say." "Say you'll think about it," Marcus replied. 3 days later, Elena and Lily moved into the apartment. The arrangement was simple. Elena would bake, and Marcus would help her save money for her bakery. In return, the apartment came alive again. Lily's laughter echoed through the halls. Elena's cooking filled the kitchen with warmth. Marcus found himself smiling more than he had in years. He helped Lily with her coloring books. He listened to Elena's plans and dreams. He became the grandfather figure Lily never had, and Elena became like the daughter who lived too far away. 6 months later, Marcus invested in Elena's bakery, not as a loan but as a gift. The small shop opened on a sunny morning, with Lily cutting the ribbon and Marcus standing proudly beside them. Elena's grandmother's bakery became known throughout the neighborhood. But more than the business success, it was the family they created that mattered most. Marcus learned that wealth means nothing without someone to share it with. Elena learned that accepting help isn't weakness, but grace. And little Lily learned that family isn't always about blood, but about the people who show up when you need them most. The rain still fell sometimes on the city. But inside that apartment, there was always warmth, always laughter, and always the smell of fresh pastries. Sometimes the greatest riches come not from what we own, but from what we give away. In the comments below, tell me from which country you are watching my video. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe to hear more tales of kindness and hope. Leave a comment below about a time someone showed you unexpected generosity. Your story might inspire someone else today.